This is the voice of the people, and the voice of the people is the voice of God. This is from the newsreel, which we endeavor to always keep real. My brother, my sister, here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we'll do that on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. The voice of the patriot. Patriotism is not a choice. My brother, my sister, oh my God have mercy. Now from the newsreel, we keep it always real. And today we have three very important issues to look at, and I need you to come along. Now the first story we are looking at is taken from Ghana Weber. And he says, we are not using the year of return properly because we are still promoting Nigerian music. Did you hear that? We are not using the year of return properly because we are still promoting Nigerian music. And who is saying this? Bisa K. Day. How many of us know Bisa K. Day? In fact, he came from grass to grace. He was in Kumasi making music for Kumawood to be used for soundtracks. He got so popular with Azonto Ghost. And then he burst into the limelight, exposing his real talent. I respect him a lot. This is what he's saying. Is he making sense? Or has he goofed? Is it a gaffe? Or is it a goof? Which one is it? All right, so let's go into it. Ghanaian high life musician Bisa K. Day has bemoaned the lack of promotion for high life music in Ghana. In an interview on Onuya TV, he claimed that Ghanaians are not making the most of the year of return initiative because they are still promoting foreign sounds like Amapiano and Afrobeats. If people come to Ghana, what are we selling? Are we selling high life or Afrobeats? Now the year of return, to me, we aren't using it properly. We have been to clubs and all I hear is Amapiano and Afrobeats, while the amount of high life and Ghanaian music being played is very little. Now this lack of promotion, according to him, affects Ghanaian artists' ability to sell shows internationally. When the diasporans and tourists come and all they hear is Afrobeats, that is what they will take back. So when people say Ghanaians can't sell shows outside, whose fault is that? We are not promoting the Ghanaian culture enough. This is me talking from my experience. He said, recounted an incident where he confronted a DJ for playing only Nigerian songs at a club. Bisa K. Day said he remains committed to fighting for high life. This is our song. We have to promote it. I have chosen high life as my career, so I have to fight for it. This is why I've been very outspoken, he said. Now, with all respect to Bisa K. Day, it's a shame to talk like this as a Pan-Africanist. He's talking Pan-Africanism, yet he has fallen below the subject of Pan-Africanism. It's a shame when I hear people say, and they are playing only Nigerian music, and they are playing only Amapiano, they are playing only this, they are playing only that. Yes, it's important to play our kind of music. But what does it benefit a man to continue playing a sound that will keep the dance empty all the time? Should I ask that question again? My brother, my sister, it's good to play our high life music. It's good to be able to promote our music and our culture. But in totality, let us remember the great words of the Osagefo. Oh, my people. The independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the whole of Africa. My brother, what is high life music if it cannot be linked up with the rest of the continent's music? What is Blakk Rasta trying to say? Afrobeat without the S, as invented by Fela, has its roots deeply in high life. True or false? it is enough honor for us to say that Afrobeat, as created by Fela, came out of high life. And we were told just recently that Fela was in Ghana, specifically at Adabraka. That was where he sat and invented what came to be called Afrobeat. And Fela always gave credit to Ghana, the land of Pan-Africanism. He wrote in his own autobiography. He said Ghana is the land of Pan-Africanism, the land of great music, the land of high life music. He came to Ghana to learn high life. From high life, he was able to create Afrobeat. My brother, today, Afrobeats with the S is coming out of Afrobeat without the S. That means high life is the grandfather of Afrobeats. Is that not enough honor? My brother, my sister, I am an advocate of culture. It's good for us to be able to push our culture in all directions. But let us not be so mediocre and so paragon in our thoughts, so regionalized in our thoughts, that everything must be about high life. My brother, the year of return is not only about high life. It's about everything African. The year of return is not everything about Ghana. It's everything about Africa. It's because of people thinking like Bisakede. My brother, my sister, that's why the year of return flopped. We warned them right from the start. Don't regionalize it. Do not be short-circuited in your thinking. Please stand firm and include the whole of the continent. But they were so regionalized in their thinking, so mediocre in their thoughts, and so selfish. They were only thinking about how many people came and how much they were bringing in. Even at the airports, they were demanding to know how much money they were bringing in to invest before they would dance Balogo and Bobobo and Adua to welcome them into the country. What a shame. Is that the year of return? What does it mean to say year of return? Year of return is talking about slaves who were taken out of not only Ghana, but the rest of Africa. You understand? It's symbolical of the fact that, yes, there was a gate of no return here. We want you to come through the same gate of no return, turn it into gate of return, and enter Africa again. It's not only about Ghana. I don't like it when people always say, and they play only Nigerian music. Please, let us up our game. Let's get a little bit more original. Yes, I understand. Investment is low in our music. A lot of people are doing foreign music. But, in all, we encourage investors to come in. At the same time, my brother, my sister, let us get it historically correct. The year of return is not about high life music. So if people come here and they are only hearing Amapiano and the rest, it means the year of return has failed. We should be able to teach them our history. They should be able to see the sights and the sounds. Soak up the sounds. What are the sounds? The marketplaces. Yes. The wonderful ancestors who speak to us. My brother, my sister, virtually. We should be able to propagate our history. Have I made my point clear? So Bisakede, with all love and respect, yes, Ghanaians are not able to fill stadia and are not able to get the place packed up anytime they travel abroad to play. It's all because investment is low. The DJs who are playing wherever in our clubs and so on and so forth, remember that social media is here. Let's make the high life more attractive. Let's make our music more attractive. But it doesn't mean we have to cut off other people's music before we can show. You don't have to push somebody down so you can stand. It doesn't make sense. Do you want high life to be played in Nigeria? Do you want high life to be played in South Africa? Why don't you want Amapiano in Ghana then? Why don't you want Afrobeats then? Now the next thing I want to do. Interesting things. Please come follow me. We have an interesting thing to discuss. Now, there is this thing that has come to my table before, and today I need to look at it. And I'm reading from Ghana Web. Yohunu, not in charge of operations as government realigns deputy IGP appointment in court filings. I read. Government appears to have realigned the official title of Mr. Christian Yohunu as Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations to Deputy Inspector General of Police in official documents before the court. Do you understand it? He was promoted as Inspector General of Police in charge of operations. Now in court filings, the position has been changed to what? Inspector General of Police. Deputy. No more in charge of operations. That means he deputizes the IGP. Now the Attorney General, responding to a suit against the government over the appointment, referenced the title as Deputy Inspector General of Police instead of the former the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations. Now the official communication from the presidency on the appointment read, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo appointed Commissioner of Police COP Mr. Christian Tete Yohunu as the new Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations. All of a sudden, the title has changed. It is very sad that our police service is this politicized. A few months ago, it was about a leaked tape and how some police officers who were knocking on the door of retirement were showing so much arrogance and pomposity, talking as if they had no common sense of nation building. My brother, my sister, later we saw them standing on political platforms, campaigning for some political parties, and even running for MP positions, which they lost miserably. Today, we heard that the IGP, Dan Paris, my brother, my sister, was a man who had sympathies for the opposition, the NDC. And for that matter, government is doing everything possible to be able to eradicate his power, or better still, to be able to neutralize his powers. What I see from afar, this man called Yohunu has been brought in by his official letter. He is the Deputy IGP in charge of operations. All of a sudden in court, his title has changed. He's no more in charge of operations. He's directly the deputy to the man, Dan Paris. Now, why I'm talking about this is this. I have received information that there is some kind of tension rising between these two people and the whole of the Ghana police service. My brother, my sister, if the top big men cannot come to a certain reality and agreement, you can guess what will happen to the whole police service. It's been factionalized along party lines and along individual lines. Cronyism. We are coming up to election, and if the police service is this divided, my brother, can you vouch for the safety of the people? The other day, Dan Paris granted an interview just last week, and he said, my biggest fear is for somebody who is not qualified, somebody who is not competent to replace me. Was he speaking tongue-in-cheek? Or was he speaking into the air, directing it indirectly to God? Are they bringing in Christian Yohunu to gradually inch and edge out Dan Paris? Information reaching me has said that Dan Paris has in his office CCTV in all corners, directing a lot of them to the office of Christian Yohun. That means every movement he sees. Anybody who comes into the office of Christian Yohun, he sees. My brother, what kind of a service is this that has the foundation of mistrust? I don't trust my deputy. The deputy says, I don't trust my boss. So they both have CCTV watching each other's movements, including what they do in their bedrooms. My brother, are we safe? Are we safe as a nation? The IGP and his deputy seem to be at each other's throats, not necks anymore, throats, where the jugular vein is located. My brother, my sister, and all this is because of politics, dirty politics. I am totally sad that this is happening. Well, we can only pray. I foresee that they will find a way of removing Dampari. As every Ghanaian can see from where they are, you don't need to be prophets. Again, I can foresee that even if they don't remove Dampari, they would find a way of neutralizing him and making him a white elephant behind the smoke screen. I'll leave it here. Now the next thing I want to look at happened in Parliament, and it was quite sad. Very, very sad. What happened in Parliament? And this thing that happened in Parliament, my brother, my sister, in fact, has been reported far and wide. Everybody in Ghana has heard it. My brother, my sister, and I need us to listen to this tape. In fact, let's listen to this tape, and then we'll be able to talk more. My brother, it's a sad thing, but please bear with me. Come with me. I'm going to play you a tape. The tape is only 4 minutes long. I need you to open your ears. It happened in Parliament only yesterday. And the voices you hear here are the voices of 2 MPs. One doubling as a Minister of State. In fact, a Minister of Information. My own colleague, former colleague, Kojo Ponkruma, alongside Ablakwa. Hey, it was so hot. We are going to decode the grammar, but listen to what they did in Parliament.
Accused us here of playing political football, of deflecting, and of introducing red herrings into our conversation. We have to have a right to respond to those accusations that you have made. You earlier accused us of insincerity. And I suggested to you that, with great respect, without a challenge to the fact that you are chairman of this committee and that this is a committee of parliament, I mentioned to you earlier that there's work that is ongoing. Within 14 days, the regional minister and myself will be back on the ground. This will not be the first time. We'll be back on the ground to engage with the contractors and make a determination of why they are behind schedule and when they will complete. And when that is done, I'll be able to ferry to this committee updated timelines of when they'll be complete. But Chairman, I'm saying to you that if you introduce a concept of insincerity, of playing partisan football, of deflecting and introducing red herrings, it is respectfully within my right to also draw your attention to instances where I am of the view you have done same. But I don't think that that is what we are here to do for the benefit of the Ghanaian people. For the people in these areas, the number one interest that they have is that we complete these projects on time for people to benefit. But if you choose, Chairman, respectfully, to accuse me before the whole country of playing partisan football, not being sincere, of deflecting and of introducing red herrings, then I have a right in my own defense to draw your attention to instances where I believe you have done same. I don't think that's what we are here to do. I don't think that's what we are here to do. I don't think that's what we are here to do. specific on this matter, within 14 days, myself and the regional minister will be on ground once again. We will engage with the contractors. We will have clearer timelines, which I will share with you. If we want to go into the questions of parliamentary football and deflection, I don't think that you intend to use your committee as a bully pulpit to invite ministers and make these accusations and not give them an opportunity to answer. We want to go into the questions of parliamentary football and deflection. I don't think that you intend to use your committee as a bully pulpit to invite ministers and make these accusations and not give them an opportunity to answer. I don't think that you intend to use your committee as a bully pulpit to invite ministers and make these accusations and not give them an opportunity to answer.
Honorable Minister, to suggest that I am using this position as a bully pulpit, you have to retract that.
And not give them an opportunity to answer.
Honorable Minister, to suggest that I am using this position as a bully pulpit, you have to retract that, because that is not what I'm doing here.
So, Chairman,
I am well within my standing orders. You have to retract that.
Chairman,
you must retract and apologize for that statement.
But it is okay.
I will not
it is okay for the chairman of the committee and the committee to accuse the minister of being insincere, of deflecting without more, and I do not have the right to answer or to say that I share different views.
So you think that it is okay that for a whole year, fellow citizens are living in a tent?
We can have a conversation.
You think that it is fine?
Chairman,
you think that is the best as leaders? We are all leaders.
That's a conversation we can have.
You think that is the best we can do for our people?
No, Chairman, that's not it. That's a conversation we can have. And I think we've legitimately gone through that. But if you choose to accuse me of insincerity, of introducing red herrings, of deflecting, that is not about the people. That is you accusing me.
Of course, because we are not...
If you are accusing me, I must have a right to respond.
You are introducing matters that are not before us, matters that you have your facts totally wrong.
Which matters are these?
The movement of the soldiers, you have... That was not before us. You introduced...
I have fact... No,
are we discussing soldiers here?
You introduced...
Are we discussing soldiers here?
You introduced insincerity.
Please, media, take off your cameras, please. Take off.
This is 3FM.
No, we are fine.
This is 3FM.
No, this is a live coverage. Don't... Let's... Yeah, we are okay. No, we're okay. We are fine.
Suspension for some few minutes, Chair, with the greatest respect. Yes, suspension for some few minutes. Yeah, we go on suspension for some few minutes and come back to continue.
All right. The majority of colleagues want a suspension for 5 minutes.
Yes,
for 10 person
thank you very much.
So I will rule that we suspend proceedings for 5 minutes.
Wow! Did you hear that? Honorable Obon Nkrumah versus Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Blakk. One accused the other of being a bully pulpit. Well, that term was coined by a former American president, and it was supposed to mean, even though the meaning has gradually metamorphosed, to mean taking an opportunity by virtue of your position to make yourself head. Have I made it clear? It means you have become an opportunist. With time, that's what it has meant. You use your position to make only your voice heard, bullying others into submission. It's a very hard word. I don't know where Obon Nkrumah found that word from, but he has used it. In fact, and rightly so, Ablakwa asked for the word to be retracted, an apology offered. But he went ahead to say, hey, you have also used your position in different times to do the same things that I'm doing. But he was quick enough to add, but that is not why we are here. We are here to serve the people of Ghana. Now, what were they really talking about? How soldiers were taken away from a place that was inundated by flooding waters, or better still, flood waters, from the sea that broke its banks, and so on and so forth, the so-called sea defense. My brother, my sister, Blakk went ahead to say that there was insincerity on the part of the minister. They were introducing red herrings, in other words, lies, stories that are unbelievable, and so on and so forth. And that they were playing political football. Oppong Nkrumah said, well, if you can use all these things against me and my person, you must give me chance to also respond. I believe that you are using your position as a bully pulpit to cower us into submission. And that was what brought about this. Do you think Oppong Nkrumah should apologize? Did they return after the 5-minute break? Was Oppong Nkrumah asked to apologize, or did they sweep it under the carpet? My brother, heated arguments. I would like to go into the very bottom of this and get to know exactly what it is. But, my brother, my sister, this is Parliament. This is democracy. One man says this, the other man says that, and they are going back to look at what people did outside this committee to say that you did it before. So for that matter, if I do it now, I'm equalizing what you did. But he was quick enough to add, but that is not why we are here. So why did you bring this up? I leave it here. My brother, my sister, I will also want to announce that we have opened our election command center. And it happened earlier today. Now, Media General, the parent body of TV3, including my very 3FM, Onua TV, Onua FM, Akuma FM, and Connect FM, in fact, has launched the Election Command Center for the 2024 general elections. Now, the Election Command Center was officially launched by the group's chief executive officer, the CEO, group CEO, Madam Beatrice Ajimine, in Accra earlier today. And the good news is that several dignitaries, including a professor at the University of Ghana, Ransford Jampo, former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Peter McMahon, and a leading member of the National Democratic Congress, Godwin Akogum, and others were in attendance. Now, during the event, the EC's Deputy Director of Research, Monitoring and Evaluation, Mr. Fred Tete, assured Ghanaians that with the support of all stakeholders, they will get it right again in this year's general elections. My brother, my sister, we have launched it, and it's all about the election. It's all about conducting a free and fair election and reporting nothing but the truth, the absolute truth, in a free and fair environment. We have done it again. Media General. Well, my name is Blakk Rasta.
Otororo, mono African history class, Otororo, mono African history.